Having carried the Leica Q2 throughout the entire summer, just like crossbody carrying it like this, whenever, literally all of the time when I was riding my motorcycle, it enabled me to take so much more pictures than I could have done than if I was like driving just with my car and out there, because essentially with a motorcycle you're always there. It's easy in the traffic lights to just pick up your camera, snap a picture, then let it go. Also, if you're stopping just on the side of the road, you know, on your morning commute when there's that, listen to this, there's this field over there and then there's the morning mist or the fog and then the sunrise is coming in over there and you're just there, camera in hand. Well, I didn't have those kind of sunrises when I was commuting to work, not at least when I was on my motorcycle carrying the camera, so essentially, but in theory I could have had those, and that's what I wanted to capture. Anyway, having been carrying the Q2 now throughout the summer, I learned a few tricks of the trade on how to do it properly, so mainly please do learn from the mistakes I've done. But first, let's roll the intro. Hey there, if you're new around here, my name is Andreas. I'm, as a matter of fact, a medical doctor working at the local ER, and besides that I'm also a husband and a father, and with the limited hours I have available, I'm running this YouTube channel where I talk about all things photography and filmmaking, and mainly from the perspective of being as efficient as possible on it, because I only have so many hours available each week for this. So if you're busy, you're working full time and you only have so much time available and you still want to build something creative, then I make videos just for you. And you may have seen this video previously uploaded where I was talking about my user profiles, the presets that I have on the Q2. And in case you haven't seen that, let's just quickly recap. I have a user profile on my camera that's named Harley25, which is the preset, the profile I'm using whenever I'm riding my motorcycle. Now, to cover the basic settings, how I've set it up is that I'm running autofocus on continuous. You want to have focus selected to field. This way the camera focuses on the rectangle, the square there in the middle. This way the situation does not happen that it picks up like a face from the clouds or the bushes or something, because believe me, that has happened to me. Now also, being on the go, you want to have your burst mode set to medium. This way you can just keep pressing or try to press the shutter button and the camera will take the pictures, because if you're riding with your motorcycle gloves on, having that tactile feedback from the shutter button is next to impossible, so this way you're increasing your chances of actually getting a shot of whatever it is that you want to shoot. Now this is personal preference, but I've had it set up so I'm saving both JPEGs and RAW images, and for the JPEGs I'm actually having the film style of monochrome high contrast. The essential is that the monochrome profile of the Q2, it looks gorgeous, it's perfectly fine. This way you get nice black and white images that you can directly deliver, transfer you to your phone and upload on social media. But still, you have the raw images there in case it's something you want to take into Lightroom to further do whatever. Now the main benefit of shooting in black and white is that it's a fast-paced environment, situations change, surroundings and whatever. You perhaps don't even know what your subject is going to be. Now, essentially allowing you to focus only on the framing and the exposure, and that's it. Now, when using your camera with gloves on, let it be now a motorcycle gloves, or if you're in the winter shooting with, thick winter gloves on, you want to go into settings, and I actually have here in my favorite menu, first of all, focusing. What you really want to do is to go down to touch autofocus and make sure that it's set to off. This way, when you're on the go and let's say your camera is hanging over there, you're not changing the focus point to anywhere else if your camera hits it. Also, if you're in with your thick gloves actually touching the screen, you're not setting the focus point there into some corner or something. I mean, surely, if needed, you can move it with the arrows. You can still double tap the screen to return it to center or recenter it like this. But essentially, you're decreasing the risk of fucking up your shots. And after that, you want to go into the main menu, scroll over to page number 3, display settings, and set it to LCD only. This means that the sensor is inactivated, so if you're again on your motorcycle, you're out and about, you don't actually, by your camera strap or anything, turn off the display, because obviously with your helmet on, you can't bring it up to your eye level, so you can't use the viewfinder at any point. So this way, and also if you're shooting over your shoulder or something, you're not accidentally turning off the display. And this way you can constantly see what you're doing. And that's also, I've missed a couple of shots because I was trying to take them over the shoulder like this, and then the screen kept turning off, and I was just spraying and praying, hoping that some of the shots will turn out to be good, because the camera strap was like tight and I couldn't really get it to work. And yeah, all of those shots were also ruined. But it was a nice car passing by, and I didn't get pictures of it. But anyway, perhaps better luck next time. And regarding exposure, this is of course completely going to be depending on your situation and environment. I mainly was shooting with a fixed shutter speed of 1/250, and hence the name Harley 25 in the user profile. But of course that's something that is completely subject to change, whatever, nothing fixed there. And final thing that you might be wondering is the lens cap. Is it really necessary? And to be honest, I'd say no, with the exception that I'm running a filter here that's protecting the original Sony glass. I would never ever recommend anyone to ride a motorcycle without a lens cap, without any kind of UV filter or protection filter or anything. But as a matter of fact, I've rode several hundreds of kilometers also in highway speeds without a lens cap on. Of course, there's been dust and everything, and as far as I can tell, just looking it from it, there doesn't seem to be any scratches or anything. There is some dirt and dust I can see now, but yeah, it was worth the picture and everything. So yeah, just ditch the lens cap, stop fiddling with it, because the last thing you want to do in traffic, if you want to get that perfect shot right there, is to start fiddling with a lens cap. That comes loose, and after you've taken a picture, you're gonna start to get the lens cap back in place. You really don't want to do that. Editor Andreas here. Hey, whilst editing this, I noticed I also missed 2 essential settings. First being, of course, optical image stabilization. You want to have that selected to on, because obviously if you're on a motorcycle, there's going to be vibrations. And secondly, regarding metering mode, you can use any mode you want except highlight weighted, because essentially that one would adjust the exposure according to the brightest part of the image, which most likely will be just the headlights of oncoming traffic, and yeah, doesn't really work out. I've been using multi-field and happy with it. Anyway, hope you learned something from this video. In case you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button down there, and also subscribe so you don't miss out on the future junk I post here. Thanks for riding fences with me today, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!